Welcome to Rewind, the podcast. We're back! United and better than ever. Well, kind of united.
That was funny.
Thanks so much.
Was that a United Healthcare joke?
Yeah, it was. It was. Sorry, vacation brain. You know, I was trying to do something funnier, but just like, I'm back from vacation. Do I look tan?
You look the exact same as what you looked when you left.
Oh, I still look stressed and overworked? Damn. Well, it's okay because class warfare has started, so maybe I won't be doing that for long.
Seriously.
So, okay, no, okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Rewind the Podcast. Raven, blah, 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 whatever. I'm back from vacation.
What if
Raven's
they just
still
met
hot.
us? Hi, I'm Raven. This is Blake. We do a podcast about pop culture from today and back in the day. Thanks for joining us. Blake?
I'm a slut.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's get to work because we've got we really do have a lot to do today. But okay, hello, we're back. Last week a lot happened.
So much happened.
Well, we did a vacation episode, and pop culture said we don't go on vacation.
Right?
So.
That part.
And it first started with old LUIGI knocking that man down from United Healthcare.
Not Luigi. Anybody but Luigi.
He said, "This is my moment, Mario."
Let's start with the way that man, with no fear, no tremble, walked up to that gentleman in the middle of the street and pew-pewed him.
And pew-pewed. He did the pew-pew.
He looked it was actually like kind of sexy. It was so calm.
Raven.
I'm sorry.
Let's start with the top topic. How do you feel about it all?
I think Luigi is
This is your podcast. You can be honest.
This is very Luigi seems like a reasonable person prior to this act. If he did it. Because
that is what's going on right now. Did he do it? But we'll get back to that.
Yeah. It's always sad when people
the PR in your eyes.
Transition into the next phase.
When they get their robes. Especially when they don't know it's coming.
On the other hand, I think it would be disingenuous. Is it just with us? To not acknowledge the fact that millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people die every year around with United Healthcare, for lack of a better word.
That part.
And as I work in the healthcare industry, and
and Gabe,
and I have firsthand experience dealing with them, and it is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I used to work for Warby Parker as well, and even as something as simple as eyeglasses.
Yeah. I have patients who are severely disabled, have a lot of very specialized needs, and United Healthcare over and over again has denied them the basic things they need to survive. So I understand the frustration that Luigi, if he did it, allegedly is feeling. Do I think that you then should go out and commit cold-blooded murder? No. I think there's better ways to handle it personally, but
you're not you don't have a black veil on and you're not mourning like the Philadelphia governor told us we needed to.
No.
Exactly.
Respectfully.
Did you hear about that?
No.
The Pennsylvania governor, he got up there, he was like, y'all are celebrating and y'all are laughing and sharing memes and this family man died and blah blah blah, and people so quick were like, I'm sorry, what about the 100,000 people a year that they just AI through the system and say, oh, this is what's happening, sorry, you're not covered. And I mean, it gives nuance, or I guess the question to the nuance of, is cold-blooded murder worse than I'm going to let you die slowly as long as nobody sees it?
Exactly. I mean, no one mourns the wicked, as our friends say.
No one cries. They won't return.
I'm sorry about laughing because that man really did die, and he really did have people who love him. So respectfully, I do sorry that he went on.
It's sad to watch people die.
It is.
But I mean, so do the other 100,000 people that died. They had people that love them too.
Yeah, everybody has people who love them, and it's been sad all around, and it's been sad for a long time. And
also, when it comes to insurance, what are we paying for?
it is a scam. And don't get me on my capitalism and conversation
No,
about
get on
how
it.
insurance, healthcare should not be a part of our capitalistic society.
All insurance is a scam.
Like, we have to like, first of all, insurance, we pay into it for years and years and years and years and years. And they cash our checks for years and years and years. And the second you need them for something, they want to act funny. And it's like, but I've been
They say new phone, who dis?
Correct, but I've been paying into this for a decade. So yes, you're going to cover my surgery, and yes, you're going to do what I asked you to do. And not have an attitude. But I encourage people, and on TikTok, you hear story after story. There was one young man who shared a story about his mother who had progressive illness and needed supplies to get through. And they continued to deny her supplies. And then she passed away. And 2 days later, the supply showed up on their front door with a change of they're basically saying that we've overturned your denial due to change of status.
That's insult to injury.
And the change of status was deceased.
So they played in their face.
They played in their face.
Oh, hell no. No, I'm sorry. That would motivate me to...
Pew pew.
Well, I'm not going to say it. But I'm sorry. If you know you can save somebody's life, Mary, and you are in that industry... Because, people can take it and be like, well, you can save anybody. That's not what I'm saying. If you are giving profit to the shareholders, and that's all you were doing, so you can buy boats, cars, increase your home, all that kind of stuff, and people are dying, and you work in that industry. Whoo!
It's like, how do you sleep kind of thing. But, yeah, insurance is a scam. And the amount of people I know personally who... The thing with UHC is they play in your face, like you said. Like, they'll... approve, say you need a hospital bed, and each part of the hospital bed has a different code. We're about to get medical up in here.
I like it.
So say the wheels are coded 002 and the railings are coded 003 and the button you press is coded 004. They will approve the mattress, the bed frame, the wheels, but not the remote to work the bed.
So because of that, does the whole bed get out?
So because of that, it's like, okay, I have this bed, but I can't use it. Because they won't approve the expensive parts that you need. So they will play in your face.
Yeah, no.
And it was real funny to me that all the other insurance people was like, take everybody off the website. We don't want pictures up.
Oh, suddenly you don't want to meet the team.
Suddenly.
Or let's talk about Blue Cross Blue Shield. The next day after that man got mowed down, they said if you have anesthesia if you have anesthesia required over 4 hours for a surgery, we're not going to cover it. And people said, oh, hang on.
They said after further review,
after prayer and fasting.
Literally, we have decided to cover your surgery.
Absolutely not. And people said, gee, I saw a tweet that said, why, what happened?
I will say this situation has shown us how unserious
America
is, and the internet in particular. Some of my favorite jokes. I know we should not joke. We're like, I saw your request for prayers, but they have been denied. They require pre-authorization. I said that's not.
But you work in the medical industry, so you see that crap all the time. And then you try to talk to somebody. That's the thing, too. You try to talk to somebody now, you're getting automated. You're getting all that kind of thing.
I said, not your prayers needed an additional request. And they love to do an additional request.
Well, this is the other thing, too. You're sending stuff through. People, they talk about the dangers of AI and how it's going to take, like, art and blah, 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 blah. Like you said, they're sending those claims straight through AI. They cherry pick words. And then they say, oh, denied. And it's like, you're not even reading this in the context.
And then they get a doctor that they pay on the back end to lie and say that you don't need X, Y, and Z. A doctor who's never seen your family member, your child, or yourself. who's reading these things in a chart note, it is actually insane.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to move to the more important part of this whole conversation, and that is the fact that Luigi is so damn fine. Luigi!
Okay, well, this is the first thing I want to ask, because whether or not you think it's him, he's fine.
He's so good looking.
But the photo and this man that they have arrested, do you think it's truly the same person?
I'm sorry. There's a lot of people who look like that. The abs. Okay.
Have you seen Anne Hathaway with the pixie cut?
That's something. Had he been shirtless, we would have been able to identify him better. But because those abs, everybody don't have those.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the downfall of this Robin Hood, and take that how you feel. I'm just calling what everybody else called him. His downfall is that he was trying to make eyes with the girl behind the cash register.
Mm-hmm. She said, take your mask down so I can see your pretty face. I will say it all is giving a little too it's a little clean for the getaway. He was at Starbucks and then he got caught at McDonald's. That man is that fine. Look, I went to Disney World. We'll talk about this later with a very fine friend of mine, and that man was on a cut, and he was not eating all that junk food. How is this man at Starbucks and McDonald's?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
But also, do you feel like he was working alone?
He said he working alone, but it's not giving alone energy.
It's giving network.
It's giving smart kids getting together in a dorm room.
The Social Network too. Pew
Exactly.
pew. Yes,
That's
yes,
the
yes.
energy. And that they've come up with this master plan, and I'm excited about the Bourne identity of it all. Like, I love I'm sorry, the mystery of it all.
It's crazy.
Giving very much 007.
taking out the.
Yes. Like, okay. First,
Also, you can save this Bourne identity thing if you'll not play in our face.
Exactly.
Should we say that? Yeah. Pay people
for sure.
Pay people what they're worth.
Mm-hmm.
Give claims. Don't jack up prices.
All the
because
things.
Donald Trump already said he's not going to be able to bring those down.
That's a whole other.
That's a whole other episode.
But back to the Bourne identity of it all.
Yes.
It started with the just walk up pew pew, right? That was already kind of fire. It was giving like action film. So after the pew pew, the bullets.
Oh, deny, defend, decompose, or something like that?
Not decompose.
I don't know.
Bitch.
What was it? Depose?
Depose. Y'all, we gonna get cut off the internet. So I said, oh, not the bullets having a message.
Mm-mm.
It was very much, like I said, giving like Pretty Little Liars. So then
We are so unserious.
when he dropped the bag in Central Park, or whatever, was it Central Park? When he dropped the bag in Central Park, and they got the bag, and it was Monopoly money.
It was
Monopoly money.
Oh, really?
Yes, bitch. Yes. I said, oh, he's forever getting away. 'Cause he playing this. And then he got caught at McDonald's, and I was like, something about this don't feel. First of all, he was missing for too long to have been not that far away from where he did all this. Because he had days to get somewhere else. So that's giving red flag. Has Luigi come out and said if he did it or not?
There was they said they found a manifesto and all this kind of stuff. But
everybody hates insurance companies. I probably have a manifesto. I don't know what a manifesto is.
It's usually a telling of why you did something.
Oh, no, I don't have one of them. I didn't know what a manifesto was. I don't have one.
Yeah, retract that. Walk it back real quick.
I don't have nothing planned. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Raven likes to order DoorDash and come to a podcast.
Exactly. And that's on period. That's the end of the list.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Because, and then on the other side, too, they're United Healthcare, people always say this. Nancy Pelosi took out $200,000 in stock, or she sold it right before this happened and all that kind of stuff. One thing Nancy Pelosi is going to do is insider trade. And people don't call it out because they're she got Joe Biden out just in time, but sis insider trades.
Well, has to.
Yeah.
Her and Martha.
Yeah, and they should listen. But why doesn't she go to jail?
Let's not go putting old ladies in jail. Let's just leave it.
Put him in jail.
No,
yes.
80-something.
Okay, Bill Cosby went in 80.
Yeah, but he was a rapist.
Okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
I'm so over it. That's why I'm our judicial system is so wishy-washy, then I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
I hope Luigi don't go to jail.
I'll honestly say same.
Especially if he didn't do it.
Yeah, that's the T. Yeah, if they found a scapegoat. Also, I mean, just to go back to the nuance of it all, how many times do we see children get mowed down and we say, dang?
Kyle Rittenhouse, can we talk about how Fox News?
That enough. That enough.
They acted like Kyle Rittenhouse was the second coming. They have him at the things, meet and greets. They put him
at
on
America
this
First,
pedestal.
Evil News, Christianity here forever.
Correct. And he's a murderer. Murderer.
MURDERR.
It's a lot of R's. But then they want to talk about Luigi like he just the worst. I'm like, show me the difference. And if Kyle is still walking around here doing speaking engagements,
that part. That part. That was amazing.
Yeah, but
that was a great mirror.
Yes. But I just don't see the like. Listen, if he did kill that man and he ends up doing time, that's just a part of it.
At the end of the day, it's between him and God.
I have a hard time believing that he's the guy. Just because there was this manhunt and there's all the, it just felt very scapegoaty, and the police love to do that.
Well, and then all these random articles. His landlord said he had a conversation with leading up to it, and he said he had a back problem. He couldn't be intimate. Who's talking to their landlord like that? Who's talking to their landlord at all?
Also, is Luigi like a weirdo?
I don't know. He's fine. That little unibrow.
Also, he has so many family members. I'm like, none of y'all recognized him. Also,
no, they probably did, and they said
it's giving. But also, the bitch that told on him, she got zero, and now you look stupid.
They said, we'll give you a reward. You know what your reward is? Thank you.
Literally, because she called the local police and not the FBI. So she got nothing, and now you look like Boo Boo the Fool, because now your McDonald's job, they let her go, told her to go home, because it was causing a disturbance, and you didn't get no money. Glenda.
Yeah. So what are you going to do? You're going to work with them, and you're working with the real crooks is what you're working with.
And she ain't working with, they're not giving that lady nothing.
No. McDonald's is like, damn it, bitch, we were finally getting back in the green. After all the boycotts, what the hell?
Seriously. So I hope she has the day that she deserves.
That's the T. Well, let me talk about this. Luigi, hey.
Prayers up for everybody, for Luigi,
yeah,
for all the people.
Enjoy your little vacation in jail, I guess.
I don't know. Okay, moving on along. I want to hear about your trip.
My trip? Oh, my Disney trip.
Yeah.
Yes. Mick Mouse. I went and saw Mick Mouse at his big place.
Okay.
It was fun. It was refreshing. It was great. It was dandy. It was fun. Actually, let me be honest. I had a good time. I had 4 fun-filled days at Disney and 1 fun-filled day at Universal. We went last year with Gabe and our old producer Angelo, and we had 2 days, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go do this again. I want to do it alone, just see all the sights. 2 days is fun. 4 days is, I left being like, okay, that was good. Because at one point I was like, maybe I'll come every year and just have like a little fun Christmas thing and just like get away and go to a park. No, I was okay.
What was the not fun aspect?
First of all, kids are bad. Kids are bad. And let me just say that. And
how you gonna go to the kid place being mad at the kids?
But because kids are, because no, there's a difference. No, there is a stark difference between a kid who's excited to see Mickey and Minnie Mouse, has too much sugar and is wound up and they're acting crazy. And then there's kids who are just bad. And you know the difference because you used to teach children in preschool or whatever. And so kids are just bad. Parents, you watch them enable bad kids' behavior. So I'm not really blaming the kids. I'm blaming the parents.
Yeah.
And you see the parents trying to have a good time with their kids knowing full well that their kids are being bad. And I'm just over here trying to ride the mine train with Snow White. And just like, no cause, like, just like, we're going to do what we want. Like, I'm the center of attention. Now, let me tell you, there are some great kids there.
I'm sure.
There was this black lady and her son. She was dressed as Tiana, and she dressed him up as the frog.
Oh,
and they were dancing in line. And I was like,
cute.
and I was like almost going to cry in line. I was like, memories like that.
That's what you go there for.
That's what you go there for. There's memories. It's fun. I ate to my heart's content. Disney's got some great food. I was on the dining plan, like I already told you. I walked around. My feet hurt so bad.
That's why I can't go.
The whole reason I'll be vulnerable. again, on this podcast, controversial yet brave. The whole reason I planned this trip was because...
I need you to cut to both of our eye rolls at the same time.
Why?
You're so annoying, but continue.
Okay, whatever. This trip was birthed out of the year before when I went. I was at Universal, and I couldn't fit on a bunch of the rides because of my weight.
At your weight.
My weight. And it was very embarrassing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so, no, it's okay. Go ahead and laugh.
You know that's what I was laughing at it.
So this year I've made an effort to really
focus on your health.
focus on my health. I've been exercising.
You
I've been
look
drinking a lot of water,
amazing.
cutting out trans fats, those kind of things.
Not trans fats.
And
that
the
should be a transphobic.
towards the fat. And then the weight's just fallen off, you know. So
Yeah.
what other?
It's because you've been being kind to others.
I've been being kind to others. I've been healing on the inside from
Yeah.
my traumas. So, you know, that's what's caused the weight to drop. It has nothing to do with other things. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back this year, and I'm going to see if I can fit on some of those rides. Mary, let me tell you, I texted Gabe at 9 a.m. Y'all's time on Wednesday, and I said, guess who fit in the Velocicoaster? Bitch! Put that thing down. Green light right there. Went on the Mummy. Green light right there. Went on Hagrid's Magical Adventure. That'll have to come back another time.
That's
I was
right.
yeah. The
That's
legs
we
were a little
got a
too
lot
big.
of green lights, though.
A lot of green lights. I got to. I went on Avatar, the one where he was like, "Sir, can you please come with me? Your legs are too big to be in this vehicle." Fit on that. Rode it thrice. Thrice. Yes. Flew all through Pandora. It was great. The last thing I want to say. Oh, what's up?
If you don't mind me asking, how much weight have you lost?
70 pounds.
Woo!
My blood type is no longer ragu. It's
Yes!
Rouse. I know. But I will say the biggest takeaway I probably had from Disney before we move on is the fact that a lot of people make fun of Disney adults and call them nerds and say they're losers and all these kind of things. Let me tell you something right now.
I would never say that.
Sure. Let me say this right now. Don't ever underestimate. Don't ever underestimate.
Underestimate your tongue.
Red
Your tongue did not show up to this party today.
leather, yellow leather. Red
Girl,
leather, yellow leather.
Spit it out.
Do not underestimate Disney adults, because I guarantee you right now, after what I heard in my hotel room on the last night, them people are f***ing. I had a hotel room that was
I hate that.
was a conjoined room, you know, where the doors are.
Mhm.
And I was across the way from two lesbians. Hello. They were very lovely. I saw them in passing. One looked like she worked at Ace Hardware. The other one looked like she wrote poetry. So, you know, going with the dichotomy there. And the last night, I get into bed, I snuggle up, getting ready to go to sleep. Had to be at the airport early. And then out of nowhere in the quietness of the mouse land, I hear,
No, okay, I don't want to reenactment. I don't want to reenactment.
No. And then it gets quiet again. And then you hear,
Not the slap.
I was like, they are going at it.
Was it
in
the
mouse-
lesbians?
It was the lesbians. They were out there doing an art project with all that scissoring. I'm telling you, it was going crazy. And then the two people I was staying with at the time that I totally did not sneak into my hotel room, Disney, they were like, have you heard them? And I mean, like, it was not graphic, but like, she was getting carved like a pumpkin. Let me just put it that way. I don't know if they were pegging or doing fingers or what, but it was a whole thing. And then it finally stopped, and then we heard giggles, and then they got in the shower, and so I said, great, I'm going to go to sleep. Round two!
Round two.
And I was like, girl, and I was about to be like,
Do somebody live
no
over-
sex is ever that good. No sex is ever that
Well,
good.
you used to have sex with men, so
I
probably
do have
not.
yeah. And they love to look at themselves in the mirror and do this. I heard lesbian sex is lit.
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know either. Gabe?
It's great.
But let me just tell you, it was quite the something, and all I got to say is Disney adults are freaks. Those people who are going there on their honeymoon, they see that mouse and Goofy, and it riles them up. You don't got to go to Sandals.
May
So,
they be blessed.
My last thing I want to say is, do you think if we ever had a kid, it would be bad?
I don't think we'd ever have a kid.
I think we'd have a really cute kid. If times ever got tough, lavender marriage.
Times are already tough.
Times are tough, but like,
I know. We
I
don't
know.
need a baby.
I just think it would be really cute, and we would be like, don't you?
I don't know. I feel like we would fight a lot.
Me and you?
Yeah.
Or you and the kid?
Parenting style.
Oh, see, your kid would give it back to you hand and foot.
See, I feel like, I don't know. I just don't think we'd match as like parent.
I think we'd be great co-parents.
I think you want like a weird.
Either that or we'd meet together and we'd be like, this little motherfucker can't take us down.
You want weird kids and I want cool kids.
I don't want weird kids.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You want like the weird kid with like frizzy hair and braces who's like.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
No, this is my one thing for a kid. You better be funny.
And see,
I see that tweet that said, I'm not spending 18 years fake laughing in my own house.
Wait, what'd you say, guys?
Said it would negate between you two. You can't have 2 funny parents and a funny child. Doesn't work like that.
Freak. He'd be like, do you think whales are amphibians? And I'd be like, oh my God. I'd be like, go give him a swirly.
And see, I would. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, no. All that to say,
I love all kids, and you have to let them have their personalities.
that's true. You got to let them be who they are
Yeah.
and grow and flourish, and don't scream
Yeah.
at them. But all I would know is, well, I would apparently have to be the one to take them to Disney World. So I got my cup, I got my merch, and I'm happy.
Yay.
Let's talk about what you did while I was gone. You were on a podcast.
I was a guest on Rooted Recovery Stories.
Yes.
Patrick Custer is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
And friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod, also phenomenally cute.
So cute.
Yes.
Like so handsome.
Those glasses he didn't get to wear on camera.
I know. But yes, I got to go on there and share my family's experience about the situation with my brother and addiction, and it was a really great experience. It was hard.
Yeah.
But it was good.
You kind of let the thug, you put the thug away for a second. You had a little tear on camera.
It was like it was what? Itty bitty little tear.
Little tearlet.
A
little
tearlet.
Yeah.
It was a tearlet. It wasn't even a full tear. I'm a
Yeah.
thug. No, but it was really great. And Patrick and his team were wonderful. So I was excited to get to do that.
How did you feel when they approached you to do that?
I was really nervous. I just wanted to make sure that like I communicated the fullness of our story. It's hard when you're sitting down and doing those things because like I'm sure like there's an angle and they want to get certain things, but I wanted to be really clear about like our family dynamics, and I wanted my parents to feel comfortable with me sharing our story with other people.
Yeah.
But it was great. Yeah.
Yeah. And are you glad you did it?
I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah.
One, because now I get to like have this friendship with Patrick. Like we kind of hit it off.
Yeah.
So
he said he was coming for my job.
So it's like so fun to like have a new friend and someone who like gets it and easy to talk to. And it was, I feel lighter being able to kind of just like let some of that stuff go and talk about it out loud. So yeah, it was good.
If you want to watch Raven's podcast, I'm going to tag it right here. It's at Rooted Recovery Stories, and it's a really great podcast. So.
And then he invited me to this fundraiser that I wanted to talk about. So I went to a fundraiser for Healing in the Margins, and they do work supporting people of color and LGBTQ plus people with therapy and the therapists who support them. Oh. It was a wonderful event.
Really?
Yes. Patrick is, I believe, on the board. So we got to be
on board.
I know, we got to be fancy and sit in the fancy spots, and the performers were phenomenal. The first one was Madeline Finn.
Okay.
She was amazing.
Okay.
Now the second one was my favorite.
Tell me.
Kashana. Y'all, I am not joking. I went with my homegirl Julia, and we looked at each other. She was like, I have goosebumps.
Oh, really?
Her voice presence, her speaking voice was like so soothing. She is a musical therapist.
Okay.
I think that's her might be like her another part, like a gig that she does, but she is on tour and goes on the road. Please go and find her.
What is a musical therapist?
So that's a good question. So they're mostly like in hospitals and stuff, and they go around and heal people through music.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing. When I worked at UAB, we had a great musical therapy team.
I was going to say, when I was at Belmont, people said they did musical therapy. It just meant they wrote bad songs. So I was like, music is my therapy. And I'm like, sure it is.
No, they do really great work. And every musical therapist I met has been so sweet.
Slay.
And then the last was Katie Pruitt, who was also phenomenal.
Katie? I think I know that person.
She was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Voice out of this world. And all three of them were just them and a guitar and it was so uplifting. The board chair is Bren Plummer, and the co-founder is Ashley Hampton.
You were taking down names,
They
baby.
were amazing and so kind and put on such a great event. So if that's something that you believe in or you want to check them out, please go to their website. And if you want to donate, you can do that as well. And thank you all for having me. It was a wonderful event.
Slay. Yay.
Yay!
I love that. Well, I'm glad you were on the podcast. I'm glad you got to go to the gala.
Yeah.
And just did your thing. You were living at the top table. You love luxury.
I know. I was Raven from Rewind the podcast a lot while you were gone.
Raven talks about that a lot. If we meet some people, I'm like, I need you to be Raven from Rewind. You can't be Raven who's like, okay. I want to go home. Okay, well, back to the pop culture events of today. Yes. Okay, so we need to talk about Olivia Pontoon.
Olivia Pontoon,
Olivia.
yeah. Okay, so
is that really her name?
I
Or
don't
Ponton?
know. Girl, I don't know.
Jeff Burrows?
Joe Burrows.
Okay, both of them.
So Joe Burrows is gorgeous. So my friend Paula P, hello.
Hey, girl.
She is obsessed with Joe Burrows and like literally will send us photos of him every day.
Does he play for the
so
Lions?
gorgeous. Bengals.
Cincinnati. I knew it was an animal.
Okay. So he had like a relationship for like a long periodically time with some girl. I don't know her name, but I thought they were still together. I thought they was engaged. I didn't know what happened. So what happened was his home was burglarized.
Oh, okay.
The burglars got him.
The burglars got Luigi.
He's a murderer, not a burglar. Allegedly. Free Luigi. Anyway. So it turns out the girl who called the cops is this Olivia person. And this is how their relationship got leaked. Because she was at his home, I guess, when the burglarization happened, and he didn't want people to know. So he gets on this, well, I'm not going to say he didn't want people to know, but he gets on the press conference after the game, and he was like, I feel violated. Like, this is not how I wanted, like, basically people to know my business. He was like, I don't want people in my business. But everybody was like, ooh, so that's who he was dating, and she's an influencer. Because I think he's just private, and I think he had a really, like I said, a long-term relationship that he was also super private in, and just didn't want people to know if he was dating. Honestly, I didn't know they broke up, but I don't be keeping up with Joe Burrow's tea like that.
Yeah, I do have a question. Okay, just even well, I'm sorry you got burgled. I mean, that's not fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard that call with Sandra Bullock when somebody was in her house. Did you ever heard that? She's in a panic room in her house, and she's like, "Someone's in my house." Blah blah blah. 911 calls when someone's getting robbed is terrifying. Yeah, but I say all that to say when celebrities say stuff like that, like they're dating another person, they're like, "I want to keep this private." How do you feel about that? Is that valid?
Well,
or is it like you're famous, people are gonna know?
He's a football player. It's not like he's a. It's harder, I think, for athletes because it's like your job is to play football. Your job is to not be famous. You just happen to be famous because you play football.
Yeah.
It's not like being an influencer or like a singer.
But I don't know if I necessarily agree because you're doing something on a major platform that crazy men are gonna psych themselves out around all the time. So it's like, I mean, you're gonna be subject to the celebrity as well.
I do think that, but I also just think it sucks because like he signed up to play football, like that's what he gets paid for. I just think it's different when you make your personal life like that's how you make your money. He doesn't do that. He makes his money. He's not one that's like super active on social media. He's not one that it puts out his personal business. So I think it's unfortunate for him.
Sorry, just because I'm nosy, I brought this up.
What is this?
This is that Sandra Bullock call.
Someone has broken into my house. I'm hiding in the closet.
They're in the house now.
Yes, they are. I just saw them walk into the attic. I have
a man or a woman?
I feel uncomfortable listening to this.
What's your name, ma'am?
Sandra Bullock.
All right, Sandra, I'm going to stay on the phone with you till the officers get there, okay?
I won't play the rest because it could be a slightly trigger warning at too late.
We
but
shouldn't put that in.
But isn't that crazy? It's scary.
That's
how somebody has to find out that you have a girlfriend.
Yes.
That's tea.
That
That's
is.
fierce.
And I'm also like,
you're like, what's the address of the house? 123 Burrow Lane. And they're like, what's your name?
I don't want to talk about it right now. I would like live.
Yeah. Just start Taylor Swift. Just like throw the scent. Like
they would have been like, now how is she? in Kansas City and in Cincinnati at the same time.
Oh, that's where the Bengals play.
That's crazy. Cause for her, who's to say she didn't want that private? What if she got another boyfriend?
Like that one girl that you were talking about recently. Have a good day, not a bad day.
Yes.
What is it?
Kylan.
Yeah, her. But okay, once again, if you're an influencer at some level, you want to be known by the masses.
Exactly.
But maybe not for that.
No.
You want to be
not
known for
that.
your skincare.
And she just had her 21st birthday. I'm
God.
really deep
The
on Kylan
children
talk.
are young.
She's a baby, and her little sister's in high school.
Mm-mm.
And I just be watching her put on her makeup. I be like, look at that little sweet girl.
You love a good TikTok. Well, Olivia, Joe, I hope you have happily ever after and no more burgles.
I know.
So, yeah.
And
okay.
I hope this doesn't ruin their situation. But I'm like,
if your relationship can't stand a
but I
burglary,
was, shut up, Blake. But I'm also sometimes the fun is the sneak.
yeah,
And now there is no sneak.
it'll prove if they really like each other.
That's true.
Or if they just like the hot and heaviness of no one knows.
Yeah. So
Like
we'll
us.
see. We'll keep it up.
Yeah.
Well, you know who thought that? Machine Gun Kelly.
Gabe, you want to talk about somebody who's over the sneak or who's into the sneak right now?
I just don't. Okay.
Yeah, what happened?
Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox have broken up.
Mm-hmm.
She is 4 or 5 months pregnant. That's just okay. Let me start this. I don't know who broke up with who.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she's done, or if he's I can't do that. I don't know what the ins and outs is because I don't know Mr. Kelly, Machine Gun, or Miss Fox.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Gunn. Mr. Gunn.
Mr. Gunn. But if to break up with your pregnant girlfriend, you're a jerk. I'm
Just
sorry.
like a man.
That's bad.
Just like a man.
And she has 3 other children with Brian Austin Green.
My favorite rapper.
Brian Austin Green.
It's a joke from New Girl.
I'm he's not okay. But yeah, and it's unfortunate. I can't imagine what could have happened.
Mm-mm.
But also, those people are just odd ducks.
But also, when you have a boyfriend, he says, "I want to color in my arms on a tattoo."
so
He's doing
fine
black
to me.
arms. Really, Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay. You like that gas station look though. You do. Hey, can you buy me a cigarette? You know what I mean?
I do not.
I'm not into that.
No, he's grungy and cool, and he's got pretty eye. He seems.
Can you
cute.
educate me as the black woman in the pod real quick?
Sure.
Okay, and as a white gay, I need your advice.
Okay.
I could have looked it up myself, but whatever. Him truly tattooing his arms black.
Don't ask me nothing stupid.
How does that hit you? I'm not kidding.
It don't hit me no kind of way.
Because obviously blackface is there's a history, there's a whole thing.
I don't think
blah,
there's
blah,
a thing about black arms.
he's doing black arms.
I don't think that's a thing.
I just think it's weird.
I mean, it's weird.
So, and you guess who recently also did it? Daughtry, who he's acting a little crazy these days too.
I haven't
He's
seen him in a long time.
I don't exactly follow
Yes,
Daughtry.
you do. You're
No, I'm quoting you.
obsessed.
I was doing you. God.
He
did his arms all black recently too.
Oh,
He's lost a lot of weight and become real fitness and focused.
Oh.
I think he was at the Capitol. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah.
Not Chris. His name's Chris, right?
Yeah. Daughtry.
Thank you.
We just call him Daughtry.
Oh,
Yeah.
all his close personal
Yeah, all the friends. I saw him at Target once, and
Did you really?
Yeah, and I wanted to say hi, and he did not look like he wanted to be approached. So I just said, "Oh, look, toilet paper." So, but yeah, I mean, sorry, I almost said sorry, Miss Machine.
Sorry, Miss Machine Gun. No, I do feel for her though. That really sucks. Do we have any intel on why they broke up?
We're told the reason for the split is that Megan found material on MGK's phone that was upsetting, and it made her want him to leave. They were on a trip.
Not material.
What kind of material? Are we talking
It's giving texts and it's giving photos from other hoes.
Or is it giving Puck from Glee?
No, I don't think it's giving Puck from Glee.
I was gonna say she better call the cops if that's the case.
No, I don't think it's giving that. I think it's giving he's got hoes in different area codes because he's a rock star, and he probably hadn't been as faithful as she probably have wanted him to be.
Not the weekend.
Why was he with his baby?
Exactly.
He's got a baby. She's 14.
He has a child.
Yeah,
Oh,
a little
wow.
black baby.
Let's move on. Let's just move on. Okay, I want to talk to you about this. Something a little more simpler. The Simple Life reunion. Paris and Nicole.
Did you watch?
I watched a little bit of it. I was on vacation.
And
I will tell you this. They do not let you stream anything at Disney World other than Disney Plus.
even like on your because you're connected to the Wi-Fi.
Because you're connected to the Wi-Fi, so I tried to even stream like an episode of or something on the thing, and they were like, you will watch the mouse. I was like,
That's a lot of money to not watch what you want to watch on TV.
no, not at all. And you think they put a Band-Aid over it by saying "Welcome, Rackley family" when you walk in on the TV, and I was like, oh great, I want to watch Peacock.
Not Rackley family.
I know. I was like, I looked around, and I said, hey.
So I will say the highlight of the whole series for me was Kathy Hilton. I love that lady so much. She is loony.
She does not give a.
She is so funny, and it's just who she is.
Mhm.
I was crying tears.
Oh yeah.
When she was like talking, when they found the lube downstairs in the thing, and she was like, and then she was like, I'm gonna produce this opera that these girls are gonna do.
Of all the things to do for this reunion, an opera based on Sadasa.
It was very Simple Life.
It was. I mean, I guess, but yeah.
Did y'all watch Simple Life when it was on the air?
Oh yeah.
I felt like it was still staying true to like their roots of just these like random. It was never just normal. It was always something random that like just didn't quite feel like it was supposed to be happening. So I liked that part of it.
Yeah.
I also really liked them like going back and apologizing to everybody. Like, I am so sorry.
That was one of the things I was like, I guess they were like, I'll pay for this, or I'm sorry about this. I've only gotten through the first episode. I know there's only 3, but do they end up meeting with the family that stayed with them, or did they never meet them?
They met with them, but it was not on camera.
Okay. I wonder why.
They didn't want to be.
I know. I wonder why.
I don't know. I thought the same thing because I'm like, you're willing to let these 20-year-olds into your house.
Maybe it was as chaotic as it was. Like maybe it was chaotic for
or
them.
Or maybe they don't look good.
And I will say this too. Like the town seems to really still be kind of famous for the fact that they were
on the show 100%. When that Maya said she got in a zip line accident from a zip line she made in her backyard, I fell out.
So did I. I was
podunk bullshit is that?
I was setting up the studio for filming, and I came around the wall, and I was like, I was like, what do you mean it's self-inflicted zip line?
What's funny is the whole time they were like, oh, she had a zip lining accident. She had a zip lining accident. I'm picturing she's on vacation.
Yeah.
She's like in the safari.
Sandals resort. Yeah. About to collect the check.
I was in the backyard. Bitch, that's why your neck broke.
Yeah.
Did nobody give you the authorization to do that?
I just love in the silence, Nicole goes, she means a sex swing. Gabe was saying that earlier. That's who needs her own show.
She is so freaking funny.
Oh, yeah.
Her comedic timing is impeccable.
Did you watch that show where she was the weather girl?
Mm-mm.
It was produced by Tina Fey. Nobody did. That's why it got canceled. But she did this one thing. She was like, I had a recent stint as a country star before I did this, and it cuts to her, and she's like doing Carrie Underwood. She's just funny.
She's so funny and easy to watch, and I love them together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's low stakes. It's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's like a big commitment of time, but I was nostalgic and cute. I liked it.
I liked it for what it was. Like I said, there was parts that felt a little produced, but I mean, you probably go back and watch the original and watching it now.
Some things I thought were produced obviously weren't. Like when she stole that cop car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were like, he was like, no, there's a warrant out for my arrest.
He's like, I had to.
You did this.
Or when she fell off that horse.
Yes, and he was like, did you think it was a prop and we set it up? And she was like, honestly, I just figured like I'd get away with it. Like y'all would make it go away. And
she kind of did.
And she did. I'm like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Those two were wild.
One of my favorites, I don't know if they touch on this in the episodes, is in season 2 when they stayed with somebody else and that guy kept calling them dumb. And she was like, James, I'm going to give you one more time.
Yes,
and if you call me dumb one more time, I'm going to kick your and that little hillbilly's ass over there. And then they cut to that guy and he's like.
And they're like making out with those random boys.
I loved it.
And then he shut up with his wife.
I loved when they did the kissing booth and that guy shows up and she's like, hey, and there's just like this awkward pause. And then it cuts her and she goes, we still think about you. I love those too.
It's so funny.
So would you watch, okay, this is going to be random. I feel like I would watch a Joe and Nicole Richie and Kathy Hilton. It's just so random.
100%.
I just want to watch Kathy do
I
stuff.
will watch anything Kathy Hilton is on. She is TV gold.
I think the reason why is you've talked about this. She's not self-producing.
No,
she's just
she's
showing
just
up
living
and just like
and being a weirdo.
like, oh,
and
this is a cup.
in the best way, though. Like, those are the kind of weird people I'm like obsessed with.
Yeah.
I'm like, you are so yourself.
Yeah.
An individual. I will say her sister has been blowing up on TikTok. Sophia, about that dance. Have y'all seen?
Oh no.
All the white girls acting like.
At first I thought you meant Nikki Hilton. I was like, I haven't heard from her. in a
No,
while.
oh no, Sophia Richie.
Oh, okay.
You know that song? And I'm too messy, and I'm too clean. You tell me that I job, but you don't ask me where I've been.
Oh, I don't know it. Sing the first and second chorus. Maybe I'll get it.
That's it. That's all I know.
Maybe the third verse.
I know the part from TikTok. And I don't even know who sang that song.
Okay.
But it's Sophia and that little boy. What's his name?
You don't know nothing.
Therapussy.
They're a pussy.
Or Therapus.
This don't make no sense.
That's Therapussy.
J.Ku.
Wait, is it the one who's always like, you know what I'm talking about? And he's got that podcast. He looks like a little runt, kind of.
Well, I hope it's not you to call him a runt. That's him.
That it does. He always looks like he's.
Stop it. Whatever, bitch.
It
We
just
don't
proves
know.
that you can have a mass following if you're friends with somebody famous.
Well, people always forget that Sophia is biracial,
Mm-hmm.
and they were shocked that she had rhythm. And everybody was like, y'all do realize that her daddy's black, right?
Mhm.
Like, and then they were like, oh, Sophia, like, she's a black woman. And I will say the discourse has been a lot of white women do not like that.
That she has rhythm?
That know that that people call her a black woman.
Oh, because they're like, she's one of us.
I guess.
She likes Taylor Swift and Donald Trump.
And she's definitely for sure white passing.
Mm-hmm.
But and I told you I think she's stunning and like
Mhm.
she seems like a very nice girl. But people have been on there. I'm like, everybody calm down. She just did literally she did the I'm gonna show you.
Let me see.
You missed it already. This.
Okay. Is that her?
Yeah.
She kind of looks like Julia.
Fox?
Yeah, in this angle. That's cute.
Right?
So she does
cute.
a little backwards
Yeah.
thing, and everybody's like, wow, she's half black.
And so no, everybody started like repeating it and like doing their videos doing
Uh-huh.
it. And doing their videos doing it. And then a lot of black women were like, y'all, she just doing a little two-step. It
Yeah.
ain't that deep.
That's that reminds me of the on Wicked right now, the I'm Not That Girl, when she goes, "Bly smile like limb."
That life
People on
limb.
TikTok, people on Tik.
People on that tick.
People on that Tik, they're like, oh my gosh, the vocals, it's amazing, the anointing, blah, 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 all this. And I'm like, you know me, I will give Cynthia Erivo her flowers, her napkins, her whatever any day. I'm like, it's a scale.
Yeah, but it tickles a part of your brain.
It does tickle part of your brain, but people are acting like she was doing this like crazy
Right.
thing. And the thing is you've watched people try and do it. I tried to do it on TikTok, and I was like, white dude singing. And but there's something good about it. But I'm just like, it's when you can sing like that, it's innate.
She didn't think nothing about that little run.
Yeah, the part where she's doing the big jump from head to chest,
Mhm.
I'm like, to me, that's more as a singer, like,
Yeah.
oh, that's better. But
No, I like that life limb
and so
now.
it's just a little two-step backwards. I mean, okay, and I'll ask you this: is rhythm inherently black?
Yes, I mean you do have a few of us who have a hard time catching the beat. So not for all of us, but
and they found a home in the Republican Party.
exactly. But a lot of people of I would say people of color in general,
Mm-hmm.
like Latin people,
Latinx,
Hispanic people,
Mhm.
all the people that are
Japanese.
Yeah, do they be dancing? I don't know.
Yes,
Oh, they do be dancing.
they do be dancing.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it's
And
just
you know why
the
white people can't
whites.
dance? Because during the olden times, hold my mic, they sat around and did this while somebody else played the banjo.
I will say this. I'm gonna pivot a little bit. I'm trying so hard not to crash out over TikTok getting banned.
Don't do
Wait
it.
a minute. Let me say this. We have worked very hard to build our community.
Yes.
But see, y'all, I'll be on TikTok talking to us or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Please go follow us on other platforms.
YouTube, Instagram, and then we have our own personals.
Because For You page. There might not be no For You page.
Might be banning it the day before the new president starts.
Listen, I will crash out if our TikTok disappears. But yes, so please follow us on other platforms. Follow us on YouTube and Instagram, just in case.
Just in case.
This TikTok thing don't be ticking or talking.
Yeah, because you can't trust. I mean, Joe Biden, if you're going to pardon your son, pardon TikTok. Like, do something about it.
Do something,
and
Joe.
Cut those student loans.
Okay.
Just do it.
I can't. It's like in the back of my mind. It's like waiting for the other shoe to drop. And because we have built this community and we like hanging out with y'all and talking to y'all, I'm like, please go follow us on Instagram.
And if you can't follow us on Instagram or, other platforms, Raven's address is 56.
Don't get cute.
You want to talk about who also has a gun?
Yeah. So we had a few people reach out and say they wanted us to talk about the Jamie Foxx special. Did you get a chance to watch it?
No.
Okay. I did.
Again, Netflix was not available.
Sure.
What happened to him?
He had a stroke.
Okay.
He had a brain bleed that led to a stroke. Is the what I got from the situation.
Okay.
Let's start with the fact that seeing him up there, I was emotional. He was emotional. Everybody in the room was emotional. It was in a very emotionally charged special. You could see his gratitude for still being alive, and he goes into depth about, his healing process and his recovery process and the people in Atlanta who helped him and his family and all the things.
But it's a comedy special.
It's a comedy special.
Okay.
But when Jamie does comedy specials, it's more like a one-man show.
Okay.
He is so freaking talented.
It's not stand-up.
It is.
But
there's a musical component and there's an acting component. He is just so talented. And there's one part of the show where he goes through all of his former roles and he becomes them on stage. And he is just so freaking good.
Did he do Wanda from In Living Color?
You'll have to watch it and see.
I'm about to rock his world. I love that.
It was so good. And then he did a song with his daughter.
Aww.
And he is just so funny. My one critique.
Okay.
The camera angles were very odd.
Was it like Taylor Swift 1989 cuts every second?
Yeah, something about it took you out of it a little bit. The jokes are great. I thought the flow of the show was great, but something about how it was shot, and that's why I kind of want you to watch it.
Yeah.
Felt odd to me, but content-wise and his performance, fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that he is still here with us. And I love how openly he talks about his healing journey. It was just like really beautiful to watch.
And I'm glad he's alive too, because that was a really weird thing. And I mean, not to get into what's it called, the conspiracy of it all, but someone said that stroke happened because someone had put a hit on him. They said it was either Diddy or Jay-Z.
Yeah, he did have a conversation about address the Diddy rumors. And
in the special?
Yes, it sounds like those are not true from what I took from it. So he did, address that. But let's get to this Jay-Z situation.
Girl.
So, Sean Carter was some lady put out a lawsuit saying that Diddy and Jay-Z raped her in the 90s when she was 13 years old.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's what she said.
Because the Carter, I won't say the Carter clan will send you a cease and desist real quick.
So Jay-Z's within an hour of these allegations becoming public, puts out a statement saying this is not true and immediately attacks the attorney.
Okay.
Saying that this attorney is a fire truck chaser, fireman chaser,
fire starter.
Anyway,
okay.
Saying that this attorney basically preys on celebrities and other people with a name to get a paycheck.
Okay.
And that he pushes lawsuits that aren't real, basically. So then this woman goes on a talk show or like a interview.
Okay.
And admits that her testimony has holes in it.
Okay.
Saying, she said her dad picked her up. The dad is like, I don't know what you're talking about. She said that there was another celebrity who was there. The other celebrity has an alibi, like shows where they were. They were doing a show in another city. Like her story isn't.
Yeah.
This was also 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But her story isn't adding up.
Okay.
So then Busby, who's the attorney, comes out and says basically he's taken this case on from another group of attorneys and that they're still basically working out the details of the story. That basically they did not vet her super well to know the ins and outs. And you know where I got all this tea from.
Oh, Melanie Goolsby.
Melanie Goolsby.
Melanie Goolsby.
Yeah, go on. I'm not a lawyer, but she got all the
Yes.
tea. So then Jay-Z's people were like, well, then this should be dismissed because this has no basis. Like, y'all have no proof.
Yeah.
And you haven't even verified the story. Now, the one part that I will say gave me pause was before when they found out that there was these allegations, they asked the attorney people, like, what's her name? Where she come from? And it sounded like he was trying to verify if he knew the lady. So, because if somebody asked me, did you molest somebody in 1996? The answer is no.
Yeah.
If somebody asked me, did I sexually assault somebody in 2001? The answer is no.
I'm not saying what's their name.
What's their name?
Yeah, we're not doing qualifying questions.
There is no qualifying question.
Exactly.
And I get that at the time, whatever. Like, I don't know.
Wait, what are you whatevering?
Like, the fact that he was probably sleeping around.
Oh, okay.
And, like, as an adult, you have the right to do that.
Yeah.
But that's how you got to know who you bumping uglies with. So,
Don't just bump any ugly.
So,
Let me see that ID.
that part, especially at that level of, but see, 20 years ago, it was a different time. Like, people, it just wasn't what it is now.
No.
So, child, we gonna watch it unfold. I just hate that it overshadowed Blue Ivy's moment. She's on Mufasa. She's doing the voice, and it just sucks.
Yeah, I remember the one thing I did see is I think it was either Jay-Z or Beyonce said we had to literally sit our children down and say, this is what people are saying about your father right now. And you hope it's not true. You want it to be not true. But until everything shakes out, you're like,
I wasn't there.
And I already saw a thing that said if for some reason it isn't true, she's going to go back to Beyonce Knowles real quick.
The real tea
Let me hear you say, hey, Miss Knowles.
The realty is that on some stuff she already has.
Really?
That's what the streets saying. And I don't know. Beyonce, please do not be mad at me because I know you be seeing stuff, and I love you, girl.
That's just what the streets are saying.
Allegedly. I'm on your side, Beyonce.
Yeah, we'll keep up with
Jay-Z,
it because
I don't know about him, but I'm on your side.
Well, I saw a thing too. Just speaking of Diddy, that he got denied again.
He should stay in hush.
Yes, take your time.
And hush.
Play the clip from Raven a couple weeks ago. Get comfortable. Don't drop the soap. That was so funny.
Hush.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. Well, blessings to the people.
Yes.
So, do you have anything else you want to discuss?
No, I think that's it for me.
Yeah, I think that's it. Well, we're so glad we could, come back. Thank y'all for letting me have a week of vacation. And, Raven did her thing.
Not a vacation.
She didn't go on vacation. But next week is Christmas, so we'll see y'all. We're going to have a fun Christmas episode. If you're going home to family, we hope you have fun. If you go home and you're not super close with your family, listen to us and you escape that.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, sounds good. And
yes.
With all that being said, sign us out. With all that being said, thank you so much for listening to this episode of Rewind the Podcast. If you want to listen to other episodes of Rewind the Podcast, you can listen on Apple, Spotify. Nope. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you like podcasts. I'm not here to tell you what you like because you know what you like, but...
Oh, that was so much better.
But if you want to watch the podcast and see our beautiful faces, you can watch us on the YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and sign up for alerts because we are always dishing out some great content. With all that being said, Raven.
Like Blake said, if you're listening to our podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, be sure to give us 5 stars and a review if you like what you hear. You can follow me on all social media platforms at I am Raven Dawson.
And I am Chronically Online. You can find me anywhere there's a social media site at Blake Rackley. And with all that being said, we will see you
Later.
See ya.
Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.